All right, welcome Chelsea Peers members. My name is Doran. I'm going to be one of your moderators today for this lovely event. So we're going to be going over staying on track through the holidays. So this is including like Thanksgiving, Christmas is around the corner, and then we have New Year's, which is coming up in a couple of months. So these tips are mainly kind of give you like a guideline of what to worry about and think about when the holiday season comes around, especially how hectic it is. And now with the whole crisis going on, you really want to be mindful of what you're doing and how much you're kind of putting stress on your body. So these tips are kind of, in a sense, navigate you around the holidays so you don't lose your mind and gain gray hair if you haven't any already. All right. So with that being said, I already introduced myself. My co-host Zack will also be working with me on through these PowerPoints. As we go through them, obviously we'll stop in between each one and answer any questions that might come up. In the meantime, I'm gonna have Zack introduce himself real quick.
How's it going, everybody? Zack Fado. I'm also a peer level trainer at Chelsea Peers. Personal training certification, as well as specialty certifications, and my precision nutrition level 1 also. And I'm very excited to go over some tricks for you guys to stay healthy and active throughout the holiday season. Here we go.
All right, guys. So our first tip number one, keeping your regular routine. I can't stress this as much enough. As the holidays come around and everyone starts shopping and doing extra stuff, you want to still keep your regular routine. So if you're someone that works in the gym 3 times, 4 times a week, try and keep that same pattern. Try and exercise around your normal time slot. If you can't, it's okay. As long as you still get the exercise in during that day, then you're perfectly fine. For my more strict eaters, so if you're normally on a strict diet routine and you follow to the T, keep open mind though. Since it's the holidays, you can have a little bit of cheat meals here and there. Obviously, don't fall off the bandwagon where you're just like stuff your face with cookies, but try and keep consistency and be realistic about what you're doing. Don't add too much stress onto your plate, especially when you're going to be shopping for family members or you're trying to travel or anything else within those norms. Another big thing is if you're a person that doesn't like to work out a lot, try and find a buddy or a family member to help motivate you. Start a motivational group. Try and keep it within the norms where you're not going too crazy where like you make a high realistic goal that you can't accomplish. So keep it normal, but in those means of you're gonna be able to do it. And then the last thing is kind of throw caution to the wind. So caution and guilt in a sense of if you're someone that beats yourself up if you make a mistake, think about this time of year. It's gonna be a lot more hectic, a lot more crazy, a lot more traveling back and forth. If you're a person that drives to work, there's gonna be a lot more traffic on the road. So be mindful of how much you're actually putting on your plate and don't just stress yourself out about it if you can't make those goals. Zack, anything else you kind of want to add to that?
I love those tips. A couple things I want to add on is a lot of this to me boils down to planning. You want to have proper planning during these holiday season. You're not just going to wing it. Now, also, when it says be realistic there, know that your plan isn't going to be exact all the time. It's not going to go the way that you think it's going to go all the time. Be willing to adapt. Other than that, that was great, Doran. So if we have any questions, feel free to put them in now, or even while we're doing the slides, feel free to put them into the Q&A section. All right, it looks like no questions right now, so we'll go on to tip number 2.
All right, tip number 2, you got it, Zack.
All right, we have being mindful. Now, like Doran said in the beginning, these are more than just holiday season tips. This is all year around. So some examples of being mindful when it comes to being with your family. Enjoy the time with your loved ones. Take in each moment and be present. Doran was mentioning, we're not going to have those huge gatherings right now for the holiday season. So strike up a good conversation with the people that you do have around you. Learn something about your uncle, your aunt, your grandfather. Learn something, get into a good conversation and listen to them. Be present during it. When it comes to your food, think about how the food makes you feel, not just your stomach, but emotion wise too. Like everyone loves that one cookie that your grandma makes in the holiday season. Enjoy it. Don't go overboard, but enjoy it. Chew your food. Enjoy the taste, the textures. Now, when I go over food real quick, little side note, portion control with your plates. What I like to do is a little hack for the holidays is for my plate, I will fill it up half with veggies, a quarter of protein, and a quarter of the starch. And I will eat it in that order. So I'll start with the veggies first, then the protein. That's going to help fill you up and you won't have as much room for the starch. But save some room for that cake or cookie. It's the holiday season. Enjoy yourself. Now, with your emotions, you want to feel them. There's no point in burying them deep down. There's no good without bad. So feel the bad emotions and feel the happy emotions. Now, you've heard me talk about taste, smell, feel. Use all of your senses. That's what it's like to be present and be mindful. You want to use all your senses. Doran, do you have any points to add on?
I mean, you kind of hit that with a T. One of the big things I just remember is with the new guidelines and the fact of we're in a pandemic. Obviously, your sizing for a family member is going to be a little bit smaller, around 10 people. So if that is the case, if you feel like you can't have everyone in your household, maybe do it outdoors where there's a lot more open space if you have the means to do so. So think of outside the box of not doing like a traditional Thanksgiving where everyone's inside the household. Maybe you have to use your backyard if it's a nice weather. Get some more spacing, or maybe you do like a Zoom version and you guys do half one family one day and then a half another day if they're in close proximity to each other or live around the same area.
That's great.
All right, Zach, do we have any questions for this slide?
Any questions? So we can go ahead on to tip number 3.
All right, tip number 3.
All right, so for tip 3, we have managing your stress. This is a stressful time of year, and this is a stressful year in general. 2020 has been very stressful. So one main thing I like to do with my clients when trying to tackle stress is developing a healthy and positive sleep routine. Now, everyone has a morning routine where they get ready, shower, brush your teeth, go to the bathroom, all that stuff. But in order to set yourself up for a good morning routine, you need to have a good sleep routine. So about an hour before bed is when you want to get off your electronics, not really watch TV, maybe read a book. But if you are on your electronics, because some of us like to work at night, try blue light blocking lenses. Those will help you. Other than that, also meditating at night, doing a gratitude journal, all of these things will help you. Also, exercise. A lot of people think exercise is stress, but we've all had that time where we've been in a bad mood, we go to the gym, get a decent workout in, and we leave there feeling better. Now, if going to the gym isn't an option, we do have Zoom calls also. We have a bunch of classes. We'll get to those later. Go outside and get the fresh air. Take your mom, go for a nice walk. Go back into that deep conversation I was talking about. Go for a nice mile walk. Enjoy the fresh air. Meditation, and all of this is really recovery for both your mental and your physical health when managing your stress. Doran, do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, kind of a couple of things. So kind of tapping on what you said about the exercise portion. I have a couple of clients that when they come in, sometimes they have a stressful day and they don't feel like hitting the weights. So what I typically do with them is get the boxing bag, get a little mitts, and have them pick out their frustration. So exercise does not always have to be something where you're physically lifting heavy weights or you have to run. A Zumba class is exercising. Some of the classes we have at Chelsea Piers here, which is more like Pilates, yoga, those are also forms of exercising. The main point of it is getting you to relieve that stress. So any forms of physical activity, as long as it's relieving your stress and whatever you have to go on throughout the day, then that's a good stress reliever. So that's the main focus, just relieving your stress and not letting it bottle in.
That is a great point. Now, it's looking like we don't have any questions right now, so we can go ahead on to tip number 4.
All right, so tip number 4, probably one of the most important ones, staying connected. If you're a person right now in hard times where your family's not around because they live out of state and you don't have anyone to really stay connected with, try and volunteer somewhere. Go to like a food drive, especially around these time of years, especially with Christmas coming up. There's a lot of people that's going to need volunteering help to kind of give out food to those who need it the most. If you're a friend and you're in the local area and you know that another one of your friends doesn't have anyone to spend their holidays with, try and invite them over. Do like a Friendsgiving. Obviously, you stay within that guidelines of those 10 people max, but try and making sure they're not alone at the same time. Another thing is because the times are hard right now and everyone's kind of scattered, the main thing is try and support one another as much as you can. Don't bring negativity on top of negativity. So if you're down and out, don't bring your stress onto somebody else because you don't know what they're going through also within their life. So even like sending like texts out to like your friends, just to know that you're thinking of my mind, that goes a long way. I do that with my clients, especially when I know that their family's not around. I'll send like a small little emoji just to crack a smile with them so that they know that I'm still thinking about them.
Great point. One thing I love, the don't bring negativity on top of negativity. I I love that. I'm definitely going to take that from you. Now, also, with staying connected, it doesn't have to be this long thing. It could be something like the usual family members that you have together but can't get together this year. Before you guys all eat, do a 15-minute little cocktail thing where you guys just talk, do a quick Zoom. Also, don't underestimate just giving a phone call or just shooting a text to somebody and just asking how they're doing. Tell them you're thinking about them, just reaching out really. It's the small things. This is a time of year where seasonal depression is a thing on top of COVID depression. So reach out and just be there for people and you'll realize that the same people are there for you also to help. All right. Looks like no questions yet, so we can go on to our tip number 5, final tip.
All right, guys. Tip number 5, and I'll probably say is the best tip of them all. So my tip number 5, probably the best one in my opinion. Put in fun in dysfunctional, as the word says. I don't really care what anyone says about this one. Every family has someone who is a hot mess or just dysfunctional, and they come in with a whole bunch of hot drama, whether it be funny, comical, or they just like to have a good time. There's always one in every family member. So I say use that time and kind of enjoy it. Let them be their goofball selves. For my family, I'm normally one of the goofballs. I'll come in, I'll be a hot mess. I'll just start a whole bunch of bickering just to get some liveliness out of everyone. So use that to your advantage. Maybe you could do some type of dysfunctional family bingo where if you're having bingo time, someone decides to cheat just to crack some jokes into it. Why not? Enjoy it. Maybe a comedy hour where you guys crack jokes on each other. Also, some other events you could do. If you have someone who you know is a hot mess and they are the life of the party, bring them over to Chelsea Piers. We'll love to have them here. Have them do that family Zumbas that we have coming up where they'll be in the class. They'll make everyone kind of smile a little more, bring a little liveliness to the class. So that's always open for options as well. And then charades. If you're bad at charades, but you're good at making people laugh, you can never go wrong. So that's always the thing. The big thing is kind of enjoy their dysfunctionalness and the fact that they're a hot mess, because they'll get you through the holidays a lot much more with all that hot mess and kind of fun that they're bringing to the room.
I love that. All the tips that we just talked about too are kind of in this one. You want to be present with your family. You want to enjoy the time, have a routine. The routine might be the family game that you guys do. Dysfunctional bingo is a great one. If we did that in my family, the free space would be anytime my grandfather said whatever, because that was his thing. He was just, whatever. That would be a free space for everybody there. So I love that. That's a great idea for it. All right, now let's see if we have any questions at all. We don't have a question, but we do have a comment saying that I love the idea of Zumba and I wish my husband liked to dance. Well, I like that too. And my fiance is probably the same about me. She wishes I liked to dance also.
See, if they don't like the Zumba, I'm telling you, the Comedy Central hour with a dysfunctional family always works.
A little roast session would not be a bad idea.
See? That's probably my most favorite one because when it comes down to that, I love to crack jokes. So if we could go back and forth and have a little bit of fun and no one's taking it personal, it always goes a good way.
It's all about having a good time. All right. If that's the only questions, we'll go on to some upcoming events we have for you guys.
All right. So some of the upcoming events, obviously you can go on our links as well on Chelsea Piers or through our IG. We have a Thanksgiving challenge going on right now. So we have that kind of posted on our Instagram of the rules. Kind of a good little fun to have during the holiday times. We also have a turkey bird family Zumba. So like it says, you're gonna burn off all that extra turkey you had after Thanksgiving. So get you a little sweating, get you a little bit moving again, get you feeling all right. So now in December, we have 2 events coming up. One is actually to donate a couple of money to families in need. So that's the yoga class that's going to be going on December 10th. Right before the holidays start back up on December 13th, we're going to have another family Zumba. It may be a little more different. We're still going to add a little flair into it. Make sure you guys come with the lively energy. And then we'll have me post out a couple more events that might be coming up. But the main thing is, if you are a Chelsea Peer member, which you guys all are, drag your dysfunctional family members into classes, make them crack a couple of jokes and have fun.
Yeah, or if they're comfortable, bring them in the gym. Have them come see Doran and I.
All right. With that being said, let's go on to our last slide for any questions that may have popped up
All right,
in
we'll
the
take
meantime.
any final questions. If anyone has questions about other tips or questions specific to them, feel free. We'll give you guys about a minute or two to type something in right now.
And while the members are doing that, Zach, I like that tip about the bingo. I'm
Right?
not gonna lie, I'm a sore loser with bingo, so I tend to cheat sometimes just because my sister likes to get on my case when she wins. So we can't be having that all the time.
Exactly. Older or younger sister?
She's actually my older sister,
Oh God.
but she's
Okay.
also a character too. She's also dysfunctional. So me and her will butt heads. We'll both start crowding on each other. So we'll be there for hours.
All right. We just got another question. All right. So they're asking if there's any events where the various trainers teach, and are there other sessions? So those would be the Zumba and all that. Those are done by our trainers. So all of the classes are done by our trainers.
Yeah, so all the variety of classes we have are for pretty much each instructor, and we have them kind of labeled on which instructor is doing the classes. If there's other classes you guys would like to see added on, be my guest. You can always email us or contact us at the gym, and we'd be more than happy to allocate to those classes. As like we said before, we're here for the members, so anything you guys need, just let us know, and we'll try and facilitate as best as we can.
All right, we got another one. What about strength training classes? Do we have any of those coming up?
So we do have our typical strength classes in the morning at 9:30. But obviously, if you are someone that works in the morning and you need like a later time, let us know. Share your opinion with us. So the more feedback we get from you guys as far as the classes go, the easier it's gonna be for us to kind of restructure the classes to help you guys make it to them, just so that it helps you keep on track.
Perfect. We got an answer saying 9:30 is good for them. All right, awesome.
Oh, there we go. All right, looks like we got more questions coming in.
And you can also find the classes on Chelsea Pier's fitness YouTube channel. So if you missed any of them, you can go back and give them a look. And if you liked one of them, you can go back and do it again.
And we also have them on Instagram pre-recorded too. So sometimes they may be live. We can actually go back and look how the exercise was to see if you can last in one of those classes.
And then we got, is it 9:30 every day? I do not know the exact.
So typically it's at 9:30 every day, but the class will vary. So one day might be a hardcore, one day might be more of a cardio base. So that kind of dictates on who the instructor is, because each trainer has like their own style and niche. So you kind of have to feel out and see which ones you like. If you see hardcore, it's gonna be a little bit more on the strength side. Typically, I'll say Thursdays and Fridays are more of the heavy lifting, and then it also bases off of the clientele that's coming in. So if there's a lot more of the older members, we try to make sure we keep the weights heavy enough, but not injure them in the same process.
We also have the class schedule on our website as well. And I know if you follow us on social media, we often post what classes are going on the week as well.
Also, to add on to that, since the instructors' names are there, you can also go on our website and kind of go over each one of the instructors. It has our specialties on there. So then you'll kind of get a feel of what kind of workouts you may be walking into when you sign up for their class.
All right. I don't see any other questions. It looks like we answered them all.
Oh, snap.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you all very much for coming to this. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And if there's any other type of Zoom conversations you want us to have, let us know. We're always here for you guys.
Just like my coworker Zack said, we're always here to help you guys stay on track, especially this crazy time of year. So anything else you want us to put out or give you more feedback or questions on, just reach out to us. Let us know. And Chelsea Pier is always here to kind of help you guys and lead you through the right path. So with that being said, I guess we're going to call this one a wrap. And guys, enjoy your night. And Zack, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Have a good night, everybody.